So apparently, Mark Stein is reporting that the Detroit Pistons are interested in trading for Miles Bridges or Michael Porter Jr. The whole thing about it in the comment section about trades, it's a lot split. Some people say don't mess the camaraderie up. I seen one guy say, Pete fans are becoming too attached to the players. On to that comment, it's just not, it's just to the point where you got the SGA effect. You trade a really good player away and he become a superstar. It's like, whoa. Or you mess up the camaraderie, and obviously there's a bond there between Duren and Cade, and obviously with them making Duren work for his possible paycheck, that kind of lets you know right then and there they might not have been sold on Duren before this season, and all of a sudden they possibly are sold on Duren before the season. You kind of see what I'm saying? So it's kind of interesting. I get where some teams don't want to break it up. See, somebody got mad at me because I threw Ron Hollins in there, and I love Ron Hollins. When they traded for him, I was an advocate, but at the end of the day, to get something, you got to give something, and that's what people don't understand. But as far as this, I gotta be real. And we ain't talked much about Miles Bridges in a couple years. Obviously, that situation that he had with the girlfriend, he pretty much got exonerated by protecting himself, by recording her acting crazy. And like I said, society in America, everywhere else know this for the most part, act like they don't know, most women's behavior is that they start a lot of situations like that. They initiate it, they manipulate guys, they push your buttons, and they really provoke guys, and sometimes they initiate the contact. You know what I'm saying? You hit somebody, be expected to get hit back. That's just a rule of thumb. You know what I'm saying? And they hit these guys and then they play victim. And, pretty much that's what happened in his situation. A lot of these women who, didn't grow up the correct way, or who took too many Vienna sausages to the too many ballpark franks to the grill, to the barbecue pit, they delusional. That's why you don't mess. This is why you shouldn't really even deal with 304s, even on a transaction. But that's a whole different situation. So my puzzling thing about Miles Bridges is he shoot the same percentages as Tobias Harris. Now, does he bring something a little bit different than Tobias Harris? I think he younger. I think he better scored than Tobias Bridges. It seemed like from what I read, he a little bit better rebounder than Tobias Bridges. Tobias Bridges is crazy. Tobias Harris, it's just you getting the same shooting. That's my thing. Shooting is a premium. That's why Klay Thompson was so important. This is why, look at guys like Bojan Bojanovic. You just want some shooting. Now, if you get another shot, you really need a shot creator too. If you get that at one, But Bridges give you a shot creator. He give you somebody to get his own shot, run with pace. The issue is the whole Charles Rogers situation. He's 27 now, still fairly young, and you put him that close to Flint. There was rumors about his walk situation. Some people understand the slang. Some people, I don't know, want to be a rapper. I, would have to have a sit down to him. Are you ready to be that close to home? And most of y'all gonna be like 27 is a little bit premature to have him close to Flint. Rumor was, this wasn't talked about a lot, when Monty Morris played in Flint, played here, that he was going running back and forth to Flint all the time. And we hear people say, a lot of people had this money, they do the same thing. I mean, yeah, people don't think. People get a refund check and they go crazy. It's always easy saying what you would do, what you wouldn't do, but there are some mature people that wouldn't do that. But, carrying on, I mean, I get it. You get defensively, I think he's got all the tools to be just as good of a defender as Tobias Harris, but somebody said it also in the comment section, I'm paraphrasing, Tobias Harris was pretty much essential to the success of the Pistons because he defended that 4 position. You had a lot of problems and kind of transition to talking to Michael Porter Jr. You get MPJ at the 4. Yeah, he may still average 25 points with the Pistons, to be honest, because they need that true score. He still come here and be himself. I don't think nobody gonna bat an eye. You know what I'm saying? I think he can still come here, take the shots that he shot. And I think there'll be some refinement there within the offense. He gonna get the shots. He'll be the number one option. CJ, Cade. Yeah, Cade is, I think Cade is a guy who just really want to play the game the right way. He'll take over if he needs to take over, but I don't think Cade really want to be out there trying to put 30 up a game. I think Cade kind of want to be that Jason Kidd guy, you know, hanging around 20 points, you know, somewhere from 16 to 20 points to a guy that's going to get you, really, he probably want to get you 12, 13 assists and about 10, 12 rebounds. That's kind of, he just want to score when it's necessary. His nature ain't kill. I think what's so interesting about I think what's so interesting about Cade Cunningham is that he don't even naturally want to be that guy scoring wise. I think honestly he really wants to just I just think he just really want to just, you know, really make the right play. But, you know, they making him score. And he imagine if he had the mentality of being a scorer, he'd probably get you 48 fucking game, but you know, he wouldn't make nobody better. But I think if PJ be way just, you know, what you gonna get from the defensive position. Now, somehow do you keep, you know, Tobias Harris and also keep MPJ? If that's the case, hey, shout out to you. If you can do that, you can do that. But in reality, defensively is what you're worried about. And you can look at MPJ and say, he's just as athletic, he should. But, you know, defensively, can he come in and be a better defender, especially with the back injury that really changed the trajectory? Probably him being the number one pick all the way to the 10th or 12th pick. Remember, we could have had him, but our pick went to the Clippers. But yeah, man, honestly, I mean, I ain't mad at either one of them, to be honest. Depending on what you're giving up. Obviously, what I like them to get, Levine, DeRozan, Malik Monk, between PJ and Miles Bridges. I mean, they both shoot the three the same. I think PJ showing the ability to score in the playoffs a little bit. I mean, you know, I think PJ is a little bit more mature. You don't have to put him closer to the house, but to the crib in Flint. But I mean, either or, you know, I'm not mad at it, bro. Whatever. I think they've done enough to gain our trust. Kind of like Brad is never gaining, you know, the trust of the Lions fans. And I don't think that has anything to do with Brad per se. I think that's really much to do with the franchise, you know, constantly losing. We've seen the Pistons win. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've seen the Pistons be bad, but watchable. Jerry Stackhouse years, Grant Hill UPN years. It was that year they won like 55 games. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times the Lions have been, only reason people watch the Lions is because football come on once a Sunday. Or once a week most of the time. Or Lions come on once a week. But honestly, you know, I'm an advocate for MPJ coming here, but I get the risk. Because defensively, if he don't lock in defensively and you lose Tobias Harris, what the fuck you gonna do then? That's the question. What you gonna do? Yes, Stewart has improved. Oh, it's one of the best defenders in the league. Yes, Duran has improved. Yes, you still probably gonna have Asar Thompson. Yes, you gonna have Ron, but boy, oh boy, you know, the Pistons bench got all the shooting in it. Realistically, other than Duncan Robinson, the Pistons bench got all the shooting in it. So I do think they need to integrate more shooting into the offense. But the bench has all the shooting in it. I think that's one thing nobody really talks about. All the shooting is in the Pistons bench. You know, think about it. You know, you got Duncan, it's the only shooter in the starting lineup. You got Jaden Ivey, Javonte Green, Karis LeVert. When he on, he could shoot. Stewart, all the big fellas, he been shooting the ball a lot better. Marcus Sasser, Dennis Jenkins, who contract is hopefully about to come guaranteed. All the shooting on the bench. So you want to integrate more shooting that all-star lineup. And then if you can integrate championship experience, Michael Porter Jr., you know, what's the other brother's name? I was talking about Michael Porter Jr. It's another brother I was talking about as well too. Oh, Klay Thompson. You can get championship experience in there, man. You know, that's what you need. The Thunder was able to kind of get that experience as they went. That's what the Thunder was able to get that experience as they kind of went. They lost, bumped their head a couple times, then they got it. But if the Pistons want to skip that step and get there, you got to get some guys that ain't done it. You know what I'm saying? You got to get some guys that ain't done it. So, you know, Klay Thompson, big character guy. MPJ, I think he's a good character guy, man. I love his podcast. It's funny how honest, you know, people can be mad at your honest opinion about situations. I find that funny, but it's life. You know, it's life. I'm not mad at anybody for having. Why are you in the middle of the fucking parking lot? Like, is that somebody old? I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful, but why? but yeah, you know. Yeah, come on, man. Just back the fuck out your, back out, man. I just want to pull up. Ain't nobody about to hit your fucking Florida Explorer, Grandpa. I want no problem. Expedition, whatever. Explorer, I was right. But yeah, so that'll be it. But hey, man, let me know what y'all think. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon. Peace.